Hi, welcome to Lightspeed Academy. I'm Jim Cooper, and thanks for joining me for this Lightspeed session on passing data to your components with props. Every component in React has a props argument, which stands for properties, and is the first argument passed into your component function. This is how you receive data passed into your component. Right now, this product component is really a warp engine component because all it can do is render a warp engine product. Let's change this so that we can render any type of product by passing the product data in. So instead of hard coding this product data, let's get it off of our component's props like this. So props is an object, and it's going to have a product property on it that will contain our product data. We'll see how that happens in a minute. But now this component can render any type of product. And actually we can simplify this syntax a little bit by destructuring the props parameter like this. So this is using JavaScript destructuring to access the product property off of the props object that will be passed into our product component. And this is a very common syntax to use to access a component's props. So we don't need this variable anymore. And just to make this a little bit more clear, let's rename this to product data. And then we'll use that down here in these three places. Okay, so now we're accessing the product data off of the props object. But now the question is, how do we pass this props data into our component? Well, let's jump over to our outpost component, and then let's paste in our warp engine product data right here. And then down here where we're rendering this product component, I can pass in this warp engine product data like this. So we just set this using an HTML attribute, and this product data attribute could be named anything, but it just has to match what we're using over here in our product component for the props. And we can pass as many props as we'd like. So I could pass another property named foo, and we'll set that to the string test. And then in my product component, I could destructure the foo prop also. So you pass props with attributes, and you access them via the props argument in your component functions. And then I should also mention that we can also pass functions. So for example, I could set foo equal to a function like this. And then over here in our component, where we've already destructured the foo argument, we could call it like a function, just like this. We'll get more into that later. Just be aware that passing functions as props is also a possibility. Okay, but we don't need this foo prop, so let's go ahead and remove that. And we'll remove it over here as well. And that's about it for props. But let's just make this a little more interesting to really see how these props are working. So I'm going to make some changes off screen. All right, now you can see that over here I've added a new products.json file, which is just an array of product objects. I've also added this new product listing component along with its styles. And this product listing component imports our array of products, and then down here inside an unordered list element, you can see we're looping over that array of products. And for each one, it is rendering a list item element with a product element inside it. And then here, for each product in our array, as we create these product elements, we're passing in the product data as a prop. So now we're really seeing the power of props, as our product listing component is going to render multiple products using a single product component by passing in different product data to each one. And then just one quick tangent, this key attribute is something we haven't really talked about. Whenever you create multiple items in a loop using something like map, you need to provide a unique key attribute for each item. We're just setting this to the index of each item in the array. This is important to help React efficiently update the UI if the array changes. Okay, and the last change that I made off screen is that in our outpost component, instead of rendering just a single product component, I'm rendering a new product listing component, which will render all of our product elements. All right, let's check this out. Hey, this looks really awesome, and all thanks to the power of props. If you want to keep going, here is the next video on handling events in React. And here is the entire Lightspeed React playlist. And of course, please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thanks, and keep learning at Lightspeed.